Beloved chosen one, heaven is leaning close to you right now. The noise of the world fades, and in that stillness, you can almost hear it, the gentle whisper of the Father saying, I am proud of who you are becoming. Every tear, every trial, every lonely night that you thought went unnoticed, He saw it all. Heaven has watched you walk through the fire, yet you never lost your faith. You may have stumbled, but you never stopped. The truth is, you've been growing in places no one could see. You've been stretched, refined, and reshaped by the hands of God Himself. The journey hasn't been easy, but it's been holy. The pain wasn't punishment, it was preparation. You've been in divine training, and heaven is about to reveal the strength that's been forming in silence. You see, the light in you has always been too bright for ordinary spaces. That's why people misunderstood you, why doors closed, why isolation became your teacher. God was protecting your purity, not punishing your heart. He was preparing you to carry His presence without compromise. You were hidden on purpose because what's about to emerge is sacred. You were set apart so that you could learn to hear His whisper in the quiet, to discern His heartbeat above the noise. Every lonely season was divine training for intimacy. Heaven had to remove the distractions so your spirit could tune itself fully to the frequency of His voice. Every rejection that wounded you was actually redirection toward purpose. You were never meant to fit in. You were designed to stand out. The pruning hurt, but it was necessary because God refuses to let you carry dead weight into your next season of glory. What's leaving you isn't loss, it's liberation. Even now, heaven is adjusting your vision. What you thought was delay was protection from premature exposure. God wanted your roots deep before your fruit visible. He hid you not to limit you, but to anchor you. The stronger the foundation, the higher the elevation He's preparing for you. And soon, the unveiling will begin. The light you've guarded through tears and trials will burst forth, touching lives you've never met. You'll realize that every hidden moment had purpose. Heaven's timing is perfect. And when the curtain lifts, your radiance will testify, I was never forgotten, just being prepared. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms. It is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 4, Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. This is not a promise for comfort, it's a revelation for alignment. When your heart beats in rhythm with heaven, even your desires begin to echo His will. You start to want what He wants. You start to dream His dreams. And the desires that once felt distant suddenly come running toward you because destiny recognizes divine alignment. Chosen one, you have been walking faithfully even when the path was unclear. Heaven has taken note of your consistency. You didn't chase blessings, you chased His presence. And now, blessings will begin to chase you. You have become the kind of vessel heaven can trust with glory. The Father says, I am proud of how you kept walking when you couldn't see the way. I am proud of your integrity when compromise seemed easier. I am proud that you didn't let pain make you hard. You carry a rare purity in this generation, one born from brokenness, yet refined in love. The very things that were meant to destroy you have become the proof of divine power within you. Every time you said, I still trust you. Lord, you built an altar of faith that now shines in the spirit realm. You are not who you used to be. The old fear has lost its grip. The old shame no longer fits your spirit. You are stepping into the version of yourself heaven always saw, the one clothed in confidence, crowned in purpose, and radiant with light. You are the living evidence that God still makes masterpieces out of messes. So lift your eyes, chosen one. The Father delights in you. He isn't disappointed in your process, he's proud of your progress. You have fought quietly, but heaven has cheered loudly. You have walked alone, but angels have surrounded you. You have prayed small prayers, but God has written big answers. This is your moment to stand tall and step forward. Don't shrink to fit who you were. Rise to become who you were always meant to be. Your story is sacred, your scars are anointed, and your tomorrow is drenched in glory. And if this word resonates with your spirit, let heaven see your agreement. Take a moment to like, share, and subscribe so that this message reaches other chosen ones who need to hear that God is still proud of them. And in the comments, type this prophetic number to seal your faith, 777. Heaven's reminder that His work in you is complete, perfect, and unstoppable. Chosen one, you did not come through ease, you came through fire. The world sees your calm now, but does not know the heat that shaped you. The pain that once tried to define you became the forge of your faith. Heaven was watching every moment, counting every step as sacred. You thought the fire was meant to destroy you, but in truth, it was meant to reveal what could not be burned: your calling, your courage, your purity of heart. You were not shaped in comfort. You were shaped in conflict. While others ran from the flames, you learned to walk through them. You did not curse the trial. You clung to God through it. There were nights when you whispered prayers that sounded like broken glass. Yet even then, heaven heard you. There were moments when you felt completely unseen, yet heaven recorded every second in the eternal archives of faithfulness. When life pressed against you, something sacred began to emerge. Out of the ashes, purpose took form. Out of heartbreak, holiness was born. That's why you shine differently now. The glow that people notice in you is not personality, it's proof that you survived the refining fire. The Word of God declares in the book of Isaiah, it is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 10. See, I have refined you, though not as silver. I have tested you in the furnace of affliction. That single line from heaven's eternal scroll carries the essence of your journey. You were tested, not to be condemned, but to be confirmed. God allowed the heat to rise so that every impurity, every false voice, every counterfeit comfort would be burned away. What remains is authenticity pure, resilient faith that cannot be shaken. Chosen one, do you realize what the fire has done? It has purified your motives and it has clarified your vision. It has dismantled pride and built humility in its place. You no longer serve God for what He gives, but for who He is. You no longer seek the spotlight because you've learned to shine in silence. This is the transformation of the chosen fire birth's focus. There were times when the pain made you question if heaven still remembered your name. You prayed, and the silence felt endless. You cried, and the answers seemed delayed. But while you saw stillness, heaven saw strategy. The furnace was not a punishment, it was preparation. The Lord was not ignoring you. He was guarding the masterpiece He was molding. Every trial was a conversation between your destiny and your discipline. Every heartbreak was a hidden lesson in surrender. Every tear baptized you deeper into divine strength. You may not realize it, but you became unbreakable there. You learned to lean not on your own understanding, but on divine faith that whispers, "Even this will work for my good." Now, when the world looks at you, they see calm, but heaven sees courage. They see peace, but heaven sees proof. Your faith is no longer fragile, it is fireproof. That is why darkness fears you now. You carry the authority of one who has walked through affliction and found God faithful on the other side. The fire has done its work. You have learned to trust the hands that held you in the flames. You understand now that holiness is not the absence of pain, but the presence of peace in pain. You have become the embodiment of endurance. Heaven looks upon you and says, "This one is ready." There will still be moments that stretch you, seasons that test you. But now you know what the fire cannot take: your worship, your hope, your identity in Him. You have become like gold refined 7 times in the furnace. Radiant yet humble, strong yet surrendered. And remember this: the same fire that purified you also revealed your power. You now carry warmth for the cold, light for the lost, and strength for the weary. You have become a living flame of encouragement in a dark world. What once felt like destruction has become divine construction. Chosen one, you came through the fire, and you didn't come out empty, you came out empowered. The smoke didn't cling to you because grace stood between you and the flames. The heat didn't consume you because love covered you. The burning didn't end you because purpose was born in you. So when you look back, do not see only the pain, see the progress. The fire made you unshakable. The fire made you faithful. The fire made you holy. You are the evidence that God still brings beauty from ashes, that affliction can become anointing, and that every furnace is actually a throne room in disguise. Stand firm, chosen one. You have passed through what others feared to face. You have been tested in the furnace, and heaven declares you are pure gold. Chosen one, those hidden years were never wasted. Every quiet moment, every unanswered prayer, every door that stayed closed, it was all holy. You looked around and saw nothing moving, but heaven saw everything aligning. God was not ignoring you. He was shaping you. When no one applauded you, heaven recorded you. When you thought you were forgotten, you were actually being prepared. You see, divine preparation often looks like delay. The silence was not God's absence, it was His strategy. He had to hide you until the right moment because early exposure would have ruined what He was building in you. The hidden years taught you to rely on His voice, not validation. They taught you to serve faithfully when no one was watching. And in those sacred shadows, your roots went deep enough to sustain the weight of your future. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Habakkuk. It is written in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not delay. These words still breathe today, and they are for you. The vision is alive. It may feel slow, but it's not denied its divine timing. You are not behind schedule, you are right where heaven placed you. Every unseen day was part of the process. Every silent season was a classroom for endurance. Every time you wondered if it was worth it, heaven was answering, yes, keep going. You didn't see it then, but you were being prepared to carry weight. God had to teach you how to stand before He could allow you to soar. He had to strengthen your foundation before He could reveal your elevation. The waiting was not a punishment, it was protection. He was building stability inside you so that when favor arrived, it wouldn't crush you. In the hidden years, you learned the rhythm of heaven. You learned how to trust in stillness. You learned how to recognize His voice among the noise. You learned that peace isn't found in progress, it's found in presence. That kind of intimacy cannot be rushed, it's cultivated in silence. Do you remember those nights when you cried and no answer came? Heaven was listening. Do you remember the prayers you whispered and then forgot God didn't? Every word planted a seed in eternity. And now, as you look back, you begin to see how every delay was direction. How every no was nurturing something stronger in you. Chosen one, you are standing on the edge of fulfillment. But don't despise the path that brought you here. Those quiet seasons carved wisdom into your soul. They taught you how to discern character, how to stand alone, and how to cling to faith when everything felt uncertain. Without those hidden years, your anointing would not carry such depth. There's something powerful about those who have been hidden by heaven. They don't need applause to feel valuable. They don't need validation to feel seen. They carry an inner knowing, I've been approved by God, and that's enough. That's what the wilderness gave you, quiet confidence in divine timing. The Lord was not punishing you. He was perfecting you. Every delay shaped your discernment. Every moment of stillness trained your spirit to wait with expectancy rather than anxiety. Heaven wasn't silent out of cruelty, it was silent because you were in the middle of a masterpiece. So now, as the curtain of obscurity begins to lift, remember the lessons of the hidden place. Don't rush the unfolding. Don't compare your timing to anyone else's. The same God who kept you hidden will reveal you when it glorifies Him most. And when He does, the world will realize you didn't appear suddenly, you were being refined secretly. You are the seed that sprouted in silence. You are the promise that grew underground. And now, heaven says it's time to rise. But even as you rise, never forget the depth you found in the dark. The hidden years were holy because they proved one thing: you were never alone. So when you feel the urge to question again, when you look at others and wonder why your moment hasn't come yet, remember Habakkuk's words: it will surely come, not when you expect it, but when you're ready to carry it. God doesn't rush masterpieces. He perfects them. And now, chosen one, take a deep breath. You're stepping out of hiding, not as the unsure soul you once were, but as one strengthened in silence. You've learned to listen, to trust, to wait, and that is the mark of maturity. Before we move forward, pause and seal this truth in your spirit. Write in the comments, "I'm still becoming." Let that simple phrase be your declaration. You're not behind. You're becoming. You're not forgotten. You're being formed. Heaven is not late, it's right on time. And when the appointed moment arrives, you'll understand why you had to be hidden for so long. Chosen one. Every scar you carry tells a sacred story. They are not marks of shame, but evidence of survival. You have walked through storms that tried to silence you, yet you emerged still speaking truth, still radiating light. Those scars, both seen and unseen, are proof that grace did not abandon you. You've been bruised, yes, but not broken, wounded, but still walking. The hands of God have held you through every blow. When people saw damage, heaven saw destiny. When others looked away, heaven leaned closer. The very pain that made you question your purpose has now become the foundation of your strength. God does not waste pain, He repurposes it. The scars that once made you hide are now the very things that reveal His faithfulness. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians. It is written in the second book of Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 9. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Those words breathe like medicine to the soul. Every moment of weakness invited more of His power. Every crack in your heart became a doorway for His presence. What you thought disqualified you has actually made you more usable. The scars do not hinder your ministry, they are your ministry. Through them, others will see what redemption really looks like. Chosen one, there was a time when you wanted to erase the pain, to forget it ever happened. But now you understand if the pain disappears, so does the proof of grace. You are a living testimony that God can take the broken and make them beautiful. You are the walking evidence that mercy still finds the undeserving. There were nights when you felt like collapsing under the weight of grief, yet heaven whispered, "Keep breathing." You did not realize it then, but endurance was being formed within you. Every tear shed in secret was a seed that watered your future harvest. Every moment of heartbreak was a hidden altar where worship was born out of weakness. Do you see now why the enemy fought you so hard? Because your scars terrify hell. They remind darkness that it couldn't destroy you. Every time you rise, you testify that redemption is real. Every time you smile after pain, you prove that light still wins. You are no longer just a survivor, you are a sign and wonder. The Father looks upon your scars and calls them beautiful because they carry His fingerprints. The holes that pain carved out in your heart are now filled with divine compassion. That's why your words heal others. They come from a place that has been healed by heaven itself. You speak with authority because you have lived through what you preach. The world measures strength by how much we can carry, but heaven measures it by how deeply we can surrender. You didn't survive by fighting alone. You survived because grace refused to let go. When your strength ended, His began. When your hope faded, His promises held. When your hands were too weak to lift, His hands lifted you. Chosen one, never hide your scars again. They are your credentials in the kingdom of God. They tell the truth about His goodness. They show that healing is possible. They remind every watching heart that no wound is wasted in the hands of the Creator. There's something powerful about those who have been through the fire and still choose love. You carry tenderness where bitterness tried to grow. You carry peace where trauma once reigned. You carry empathy where apathy used to dwell. That's the mark of transformation. You've been wounded, yet you love anyway. You've been broken, yet you give anyway. You've been rejected, yet you bless anyway. Heaven celebrates such souls because they mirror the heart of Christ Himself, the one whose own scars became humanity's healing. You are walking in that same divine pattern. You carry redemption in your story. You carry resurrection in your voice. So do not be ashamed of where you've been. The world needs the light that comes from your healed places. Someone out there is waiting for your testimony, the proof that they too can rise again. Your scars are your sermon, written not with ink but with endurance. And when you look at those scars, don't just see the pain, see the process. They remind you of where you met God face to face, of where He held you through nights that should have ended you. They are the map of every place grace has touched you. Chosen one. Your scars are not your identity, they are your inheritance. They speak of victory, not victimhood. They whisper, I made it through, and God was faithful. Wear them without shame, because every healed wound testifies that love is stronger than pain. You are not just healed, you are holy. You are not just restored, you are radiant. The one who brought you through the valley of shadows now crowns you with compassion. And when the light catches those scars just right, they shine like gold, proof that the fire only refined you. Chosen one. Heaven has seen every tear you've cried, yes, even the ones that fell quietly when no one was watching. You've wondered if anyone noticed, if those moments of breaking meant anything. But hear this clearly. Not one tear slipped from your eyes without heaven catching it. None were wasted. Each one became a seed planted, watered, and stored in the soil of eternity. When you cried in silence, angels stood guard beside you. When your heart trembled under the weight of loss, the Spirit whispered promises into your soul. God never turned away. He leaned closer. The same God who painted the stars counted every tear and turned it into rain for your future harvest. What felt like drowning was really baptism into a deeper faith. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms. It is written in the book of Psalm, chapter 56, verse 8. You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book. What a picture of compassion that the God who holds galaxies also holds your grief. Every tear has a name, every cry has a purpose. They were never signs of weakness. They were proof of love. Tears are the language of the soul when words fall short, and heaven understands every syllable. There's a mystery in the way God uses sorrow, like rain falling on buried seeds. Your tears awakened life beneath the surface. You thought you were falling apart, but you were actually being watered for growth. Every tear has been transformed into strength. Every cry has carved out space for compassion. The softest hearts are often those that have been shattered and remade by mercy. Chosen one, you've been carrying silent stories that the world cannot read, but heaven can. Your sorrow has become sacred oil, precious, pure, and powerful. The crushing that broke you was necessary to release it. Just as olives must be pressed to yield oil, your heart was pressed to release anointing. That's why your presence brings peace now. You've been through enough storms to recognize the language of pain in others. When you speak, people feel seen, because your empathy was born in agony. The God who comforted you now sends you as a comforter to others. You are a vessel of restoration, shaped by suffering, filled with glory. And now, as heaven begins to restore what was lost, remember this. Your tears were not just emotional, they were intercessory. Every drop watered the very ground where miracles will grow. You cried over things that are about to bloom. You prayed over things that are about to manifest. You wept over endings that will soon make sense. Beloved, heaven is not only proud of your endurance, but also moved by your honesty. God never asked you to be emotionless, He asked you to be real. He delights in your authenticity, your vulnerability, your trust. He would rather have your broken prayers than your polished silence. He would rather have your trembling yes than your perfect mask. And now, if you can sense His presence even in this moment, let your heart rest. Feel the tenderness of His love wrapping around your scars. The same hands that shaped the mountains are now touching your spirit with gentleness. The storm is ending and the morning light is breaking through. Your tears were not wasted, they were traded. Every tear became a thread in the tapestry of testimony that you are now wearing. And as you continue this journey, remember you don't walk alone. Every time you share your story, you release healing into the world. Chosen one, I want to speak to your heart softly for a moment. If this message has found you in a place of quiet pain, know this: you are part of a living story of redemption. And if this voice, this message, this light has helped you breathe a little easier tonight, consider keeping the fire alive, like the lantern that keeps glowing because someone adds oil. This message keeps reaching more hearts because people like you help it shine. If it's on your heart, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe so that more broken souls can find light again. And if you feel led, only if your spirit agrees, consider giving, even a small offering, to help this light continue to reach those still in the dark. Think of it as adding one more flame to the field of candles that push back the night. Your support isn't just a transaction, it's transformation. Every gesture, every share, every seed sown becomes a ripple of hope touching lives you may never meet. And one day in heaven's records, it will be written that you helped lift the hearts of many by keeping the light burning. Chosen one, you are the proof that tears can water miracles. You are the testimony that sorrow can produce strength. Heaven has seen your tears, gathered them, transformed them, and now they glisten as evidence of grace. You are seen, you are loved, you are becoming whole. Chosen one, do you remember the silence that used to frighten you, those nights when heaven felt far away? when your prayers seemed to vanish into the air with no echo. What you didn't know then is that God was not gone. He was in the stillness, speaking softly beneath the noise. He was teaching you to recognize his whisper instead of chasing his thunder. You see, the greatest lessons are not always shouted from mountaintops. Sometimes they are whispered in valleys. God speaks most clearly when everything else grows quiet. You thought silence meant abandonment, but in truth, it was invitation. Heaven was calling you to lean closer, to listen deeper, to trust more fully. There is a divine rhythm in stillness. It's where strength is restored, where clarity is born, where the soul learns to breathe again. You don't need to see lightning to know that the sky still holds power. Sometimes the power hides in calm skies, waiting for the right moment to move. The same is true of you. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, it is written in the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Those words are not a suggestion, they are a lifeline. God never asked you to carry the weight alone. He never asked you to perform holiness or pretend strength. He simply said, come. The stillness you once feared is now your refuge. The quiet you once avoided is now where you find peace. Chosen one. Heaven has been speaking to you in ways you didn't recognize. Every delay, every pause, every door that stayed shut was a sentence in God's language of love. Sometimes, silence is his way of saying, trust me a little longer. The stillness was not empty, it was sacred space where your faith was being rebuilt. In the silence, you began to hear the truth that your worth is not measured by productivity, that your prayers are not judged by volume, and that rest is not laziness, it's worship. You learned that stillness is strength disguised as surrender. You learned that God moves most powerfully when you stop striving to control the outcome. There were days when you thought nothing was changing, but under the surface, roots were growing. The foundation of your faith was being strengthened. You were learning to walk by trust, not sight. And now, as you look back, you can see it. The stillness was not punishment, it was promotion. Heaven was aligning your heart to its rhythm. You were learning to move not by pressure, but by peace. You were learning that obedience sometimes looks like waiting. The Spirit was teaching you to stay still long enough to hear his heartbeat. And now that you have, you carry a new calm, the calm of one who knows the voice of God. Chosen one. You have grown into someone different, someone dangerous to darkness because you no longer panic when heaven is quiet. You've learned to rest when others run. You've learned to worship when others worry. You've learned that divine timing cannot be rushed and that peace is your most powerful weapon. Even now, heaven whispers, you don't have to force what I am forming. There is a rhythm to miracles, a timing to every promise. The stillness that once felt empty is actually full of grace, full of purpose, full of divine movement unseen by human eyes. Close your eyes for a moment and feel the quiet around you. That's not absence, it's assurance. God is nearer than your breath, guiding every unseen detail. He is in control of what you can't control. Every unanswered prayer, every delayed promise, every paused season, it's all working together for a glory that hasn't yet been revealed. When you embrace stillness, you stop fighting the flow of heaven. You begin to move in divine ease, no longer striving but surrendering. You start to hear the sacred rhythm, the heartbeat of God pulsing beneath every moment. And now, chosen one. If this message has found your heart in that in-between place where you're learning to trust even when you can't trace, let it be your sign you are exactly where you need to be. Don't fear the quiet, Don't despise the waiting. The whisper of God is rising again, and soon the silence will sing. Before we close this moment, I invite you to do something small but sacred to seal your agreement with heaven's timing. In the comments, type this prophetic number, 444. It is the number of divine order of heaven's structure being established on earth. Let it be your declaration that you choose to trust the process, to rest in His rhythm, and to let His peace lead you forward. Remember, the stillness is not the end, it's the sacred pause before the miracle begins. Chosen one, can you feel it? Something deep within you is stirring a quiet strength rising from places that once felt hollow. It's the weight of glory pressing through the cracks of your surrender. You've spent so long breaking open before God that now heaven's light has found its way in. What felt like breaking was actually birthing. What felt like loss was actually lifting. Every moment of pain was pushing you toward this very awakening. The crushing season that drained your hope is now yielding fruit. The desert that once seemed endless is now blooming with unseen life. You didn't see it before, but endurance was quietly building a sanctuary inside you. You've been learning what true strength really means. It isn't force, it's faith. It's not loud, it's lasting. You are walking into a new weight of glory, not the kind that the world measures with applause, but the kind heaven recognizes by depth. It's the strength that comes when your will and God's will finally agree. It's the peace that can only grow in surrendered soil. Every time you let go of control, heaven added another layer of power to your spirit. Every time you said, "Your will, not mine," the atmosphere around you shifted. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy. It is written in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Those words have followed you your whole life, even when you didn't realize it. The courage that you carry now isn't borrowed from others. It was born in the places where you refused to give up. The strength you now wear like armor is the result of every battle you didn't think you could win but survived anyway. God never left you. He was in the fire beside you, in the silence beyond the noise, and in the ache that turned to anointing. This weight of glory feels different because it's real. It's not dependent on validation, applause, or approval. It flows from within, from the same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead and now lives in you. You're not just stronger, you're steadier. You don't move by emotion anymore, you move by revelation. You no longer react to storms, you command them to be still. Chosen one, you've come to understand that power isn't always loud. Sometimes it looks like peace in the middle of chaos, or gentleness when the world expects anger. Sometimes it's simply the decision to stay kind when you've been misunderstood, or to keep loving when others choose bitterness. The weight of glory shows up in those moments, in humility, in grace, in quiet resilience. You are no longer striving to prove your worth. You are learning to rest in it. The presence of God has anchored you. You've realized that being chosen isn't about escaping pain, but about carrying peace through it. The true glory is not how high you rise, but how deeply you love while rising. Heaven has watched your transformation with holy delight. You no longer pray from fear, you pray from faith. You no longer wait in panic, you wait in purpose. The storms that used to shake you now remind you of who stands beside you. The mountains that once intimidated you now bow beneath your steps. This new season feels heavier because heaven is trusting you with more. Glory has weight, it demands maturity. It stretches you to hold divine presence without pride. It calls you to walk softly, knowing the treasure you carry is not yours to hoard but to pour. The glory upon you is meant to flow through you, to heal, to lift, to restore. Chosen one. This is what you were being prepared for all along, to be a vessel of divine strength wrapped in gentleness. A warrior who fights with worship. A leader who serves with humility. The old you fought for recognition. The new you fights for righteousness. The old you sought control. The new you seeks communion. And now, as heaven increases its weight upon your spirit, do not fear the stretching. The anointing you carry requires room. The deeper you surrender, the more space heaven fills. The more you let go, the more he pours in. The glory that rests upon you is not meant to crush you, it's meant to crown you. There will still be moments that test you, but you won't break under them. You've already been tempered by the fire. You've already proven that faith works. And now, the world will begin to see the glow of someone who has truly been with God. You don't need to announce it. It's visible in your eyes, in your words, in your peace. Chosen one, the weight of glory upon you is holy. Carry it with humility. Walk with reverence. And remember, this is not the end of your transformation. It's the beginning of your unveiling. Heaven smiles because you've passed the tests that few endure. You have become the kind of vessel that reflects light, not self. And from this moment forward, every step you take will echo with purpose. Chosen one, you carry kingdom light. It's not the kind that flickers or fades, it's the eternal flame that no storm can extinguish. There's a glow about you now, quiet yet undeniable. Radiant yet humble. It isn't something you can create, it's something heaven placed within you long before you understood who you were. You were born with light in your bones, purpose in your breath, eternity humming in your veins. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere shifts. Darkness recognizes you even if people don't. You carry heaven's signature. A spiritual resonance that makes the unseen tremble. The reason you felt misunderstood, the reason some withdrew from you, is not because you did anything wrong, it's because light exposes what hides in shadow. You were not made to blend in with the dim. You were created to disrupt it. From the very beginning, you were meant to illuminate. The trials you endured didn't extinguish your light, they purified it. The fire that tried to destroy you became the very source of your glow. You learned to burn without bitterness, to shine without shouting, to love even when unseen. This is divine light, steady, healing, fearless. The Apostle John wrote with holy authority. It is written in the book of John, chapter 1, verse 5, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." That is your story in a single sentence. You shine. You always have. Even when you doubted yourself, the light remained. Even when others tried to dim it, heaven defended it. The darkness never had a chance because your light was not borrowed. It was breathed by God Himself. Chosen one, understand this light doesn't argue with darkness, it simply appears. And darkness retreats. You don't need to convince anyone of who you are. You only need to keep shining. Your consistency is your power, your purity is your weapon. Every act of kindness, every word of truth, every moment you choose peace over pride, each one releases light into the atmosphere. You've learned that true brilliance doesn't boast, it blesses. You no longer seek to be seen, you seek to serve. Your light isn't for attention, it's for transformation. You illuminate paths for others who have forgotten their way. You carry warmth for the cold-hearted, clarity for the confused, and calm for the weary. You are not just light, you are a lantern guiding others home. But remember, chosen one, light attracts both those who are lost and those who fear exposure. Do not be surprised when opposition rises as your glow grows brighter. The enemy always attacks illumination because it threatens deception. Yet you need not fear, the same Spirit who ignited your flame sustains it. No shadow can smother what heaven sustains. Your role is not to fight the dark, your role is to keep shining. That's how the kingdom expands, one obedient light at a time. When you speak truth, heaven echoes. When you forgive, chains break. When you walk in love, the atmosphere bends toward redemption. You have become a living torch in God's hand, a moving flame of mercy in a world gasping for warmth. There will be times when you feel dim, when weariness tries to whisper that your light doesn't matter. But listen, light is not measured by feeling. It is measured by faith. Even a flicker pierces the dark. Even a candle can start a wildfire. Your faith, even trembling, still burns brightly enough to ignite hope in others. The Lord delights in the way your light endures. He watches as you keep shining despite disappointment, as you keep loving despite loss. Every time you choose compassion over resentment, your flame grows stronger. Every time you pray for those who wronged you, heaven fans your fire. Chosen one, your light isn't meant to be hidden under fear or doubt. You were made to stand on the lampstand of destiny to radiate truth, courage, and hope. You are the city on the hill that cannot be hidden. The same glory that hovered over creation now hovers over you. There's power in your presence because it carries peace. There's healing in your hands because they've known both pain and perseverance. There's fire in your eyes because they've wept and still chosen to see beauty. You are heaven's reminder that the light still wins. Walk with that knowing, wherever you go. Release light not by trying harder, but by simply being who God created you to be. Smile at the stranger. Speak hope to the weary. Forgive without being asked. Each act is a spark. Each moment is a mirror reflecting divine radiance. And when you look at your reflection, do not see yourself as ordinary. See the flame that has never gone out. See the glow of grace that refuses to fade. See the evidence of God's light, pure, unbreakable, eternal, living within you. You, chosen one, are not just carrying light. You are the message that darkness cannot win. You are the proof that no amount of shadow can smother divine fire. Keep glowing, quietly and faithfully, until the whole world sees what heaven already knows, that your light was never meant to fade. It was meant to transform everything it touches. Chosen one, do you understand now why the battle has been so fierce? It was never random. The darkness saw your potential long before you did. It recognized the light inside you and trembled. The enemy doesn't waste attacks on those who carry nothing. He only fights what threatens him. That's why your journey has been marked by pressure, by misunderstanding, by resistance. You were never under attack because you were weak. You were under attack because you are powerful. There were moments when you thought you were losing, moments when you couldn't breathe beneath the weight of it all. But look at you now. You're still standing. You are proof that heaven defends its own. Every blow meant to break you only built you. Every storm meant to drown you only taught you how to walk on water. The prophet Elijah spoke as recorded in the first book of Kings. It is written in the book of 1 Kings, chapter 19, verse 12. And after the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper. That gentle whisper, that's where your victory lives. The enemy roared, but God whispered. And in that whisper, you found peace stronger than any storm. That's the secret of the chosen ones. We win not by noise, but by knowing. You've learned that real strength is not in shouting, but in standing still when everything shakes. The darkness feared your calm, because your calm meant confidence. Every time you chose worship instead of worry, you confused hell. Every time you loved instead of retaliating, you shattered its plans. You've become dangerous to despair because you've learned the language of light faith, endurance, surrender. Chosen one, do not underestimate the authority that has been formed in your pain. The very areas that once hurt you are now your weapons of healing. The places that broke you are now altars of revelation. Every loss has turned into insight, every heartbreak into compassion, every delay into discernment. The enemy's greatest mistake was thinking he could destroy someone who belonged to destiny. Heaven saw your warfare, but it also saw your worship. You didn't stop believing. You didn't let bitterness consume you. You refused to surrender to darkness, even when it seemed easier. You fought your way through doubt and came out drenched in purpose. You may carry scars, but they shine with resurrection power. The truth is, darkness never had the power to destroy you, it only refined you. Like iron sharpened by flame, you've come out stronger, sharper, and steadier. You've learned to see the enemy's tactics for what they are: distractions, not destinies. The more you focused on God, the more powerless those shadows became. Now, when opposition rises, you no longer panic, you perceive. You understand that pressure means promotion, that warfare means something holy is about to be released. You no longer ask, why me, but what is heaven forming through me? That shift in thinking has turned you from victim to vessel. You are not the same. You carry revelation now. You carry authority. Chosen one, the enemy doesn't fear your strength, he fears your surrender, because surrendered hearts are unstoppable. They cannot be bribed, distracted, or broken. You have become one of those hearts. Every time you said, "Still I will trust," you wrote a line of victory in heaven's story about you. And now, I want you to let this truth settle deep in your spirit. The battle was not proof of abandonment. It was proof of assignment. You were attacked because you carry something eternal. You were opposed because you are ordained. That's why you're still standing while others fell away. The hand of God kept you. Look at how far you've come. Look at how your faith has matured. You no longer chase signs, you carry them. You no longer beg for miracles, you've become one. You are the living proof that light still triumphs. And now, to seal this word, I want you to declare something in faith. It's simple but powerful, 3 words that break fear and announce victory. Write in the comments, light wins always. Say it because it's true. Say it because it's your story. Say it because every shadow you've faced has already been defeated by the light within you. When you write those words, you're not just typing, you're testifying. You're aligning your voice with heaven's decree that darkness cannot overcome what God has ordained to shine. Chosen one, you've fought well. You've cried, prayed, and persevered, and heaven has seen every bit of it. You are not just surviving anymore, you are ruling. You walk with the quiet authority of one who knows the outcome. The light wins. It always has. It always will. And because that light lives in you, so will you. Chosen one, heaven sees you when you obey in the quiet. Not when the crowd watches. Not when the lights shine, but in the small, boo-boo unseen moments when you whisper yes, Lord, through trembling lips. The Father treasures those hidden obediences more than any public victory. You may not realize it, but every time you choose righteousness over convenience, heaven rises to its feet. Obedience is not the heavy chain religion made it seem, it is the doorway to freedom. When you say yes to God, the universe rearranges itself around your faith. Angels are dispatched. Doors begin to shift. The unseen becomes attentive. Your surrender becomes the melody heaven sings to. And in that sacred music, creation leans in to listen. Every obedient heart becomes an instrument tuned to heaven's frequency. Your quiet yes sends vibrations through eternity, echoing across generations you'll never meet. The ripple of your obedience reaches farther than you imagine, weaving new beginnings into other people's endings. Sometimes obedience feels like walking blindfolded through fog, but that's when faith learns to see. Every step forward reveals another piece of the path, lit just enough for today. God doesn't demand understanding before movement. He invites trust before revelation. You walk, and light meets your feet. And when the path feels too narrow, remember the shepherd's rhythm guiding your steps. He leads gently, never rushing your pace. The ground may shake, but his voice steadies you. What feels like risk is really rescue, drawing you closer to the center of his will where peace, not fear, defines the journey. Heaven's word still speaks through the prophet Samuel. It is written in the first book of Samuel, chapter 15, verse 22. To obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed is better than the fat of rams. Obedience carries fragrance pure, rare, unmistakable. It rises like incense and fills the courts of heaven. That is why you've been tested in quiet places. God was never trying to break you. He was teaching you the rhythm of his voice, the flow of his will. When you said yes, even without full understanding, you became a living psalm. There is a beauty in obedience that the world cannot comprehend. It is the beauty of the seed that disappears beneath the earth, trusting the unseen sun. You, chosen one, have been that seed buried, misunderstood, unseen yet quietly growing, stretching toward light you cannot yet see. Every time you obeyed, even when it hurt, you broke open a little more, and heaven called it worship. Do you remember the times obedience cost you something dear? The friendships that faded because you refused to compromise, the opportunities you walked away from because your spirit whispered, "This isn't it." You thought you lost, but you actually won. Every no to the world was a louder yes to heaven. God's pride in you doesn't come from perfection, it comes from persistence. He smiles when you move even an inch in the right direction. Obedience isn't about flawless performance, it's about faithful progression. Every time you move in step with him, no matter how small the step, the light within you expands. Chosen one, your obedience has become the lantern that others follow. You might not realize it, but your consistency gives courage to the weary. You've become a living map, guiding others back to trust. People see your peace and begin to wonder about the God who calms you. That's influence born not from charisma, but from character. And now, as you continue to walk this path, heaven gently asks you to keep the oil of obedience burning. Every act of kindness, every quiet prayer, every humble choice, it all keeps your lamp alive. You are the keeper of that flame, the steward of light for a generation wandering in shadows. But flames need oil. Lamps need care. Just as you refill the lamp to keep it shining, these messages, these moments of divine reflection need fuel to keep traveling across the dark. If this light has warmed your heart, if it has reminded you that you're not alone, consider helping to keep it burning. Your like is a spark. Your share is a ripple on still water, reaching souls you may never meet. Your subscription is a way of saying, let the light continue. And if your heart feels led, if your spirit stirs, your donation becomes the oil in the lamp, ensuring the flame doesn't fade. It's not payment, it's partnership. You're helping light find more hearts in the night. Think of this space as a small altar in the digital wilderness, a fire you can help sustain. Each act of support adds another log to the flame, another echo of hope for someone scrolling through darkness, searching for a sign that heaven still speaks. Chosen one. Obedience may seem ordinary, but it moves mountains in realms you cannot see. Keep walking. Keep saying yes. Keep shining quietly. Every step of faith sends light forward into places your feet may never touch. Heaven applauds not the perfect, but the persistent, and you, beloved, have made persistence holy. Chosen one, you are beginning to move in rhythm with heaven itself. You can feel it now. Can't you? The divine pulse that guides your steps, the invisible current that flows beneath your choices. What once felt chaotic now carries a strange harmony. You are no longer forcing your path. You are flowing in purpose. Every season has its sound, and heaven has been tuning you to its song. The waiting taught you patience. The wilderness taught you dependence. The warfare taught you discernment, and now, all three blend into a melody of divine rhythm. You walk differently now, not by instinct but by intimacy. You listen, then move. You pause, then pray. You advance only when peace leads. That is maturity, the ability to sense heaven's timing and obey its tempo. The psalmist wrote with divine wisdom. It is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 32, verse 8. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. Those words describe your life right now. The instruction no longer comes only through circumstance. It comes through communion. You've learned to recognize the gentle pull of the Spirit, to understand when to speak and when to stay silent, when to act and when to wait. You're learning that obedience is less about speed and more about synchronization. Heaven's rhythm is not rushed, it is refined. There was a time when you tried to run ahead, when you mistook delay for denial. You pushed, you planned, you pleaded, but nothing moved. It wasn't punishment, it was protection. God was slowing your pace to save your peace. He needed your heartbeat to match His before He could release what was promised. Now your steps align. You've stopped trying to manipulate outcomes because you finally trust the composer. You understand that timing isn't just about when, it's about who you're becoming while you wait. Each pause has purpose. Each delay refines the rhythm of your faith. Chosen one. Walking in divine rhythm is like learning to dance with the unseen. You don't always hear the music, but you feel its pulse. You don't know the choreography, but you sense the next movement. Every shift in your life has been part of a divine pattern, woven by a hand that never missteps. You used to fear uncertainty, but now you understand it's the space where grace teaches movement. God never wanted you to have full control. He wanted you to have full connection. When you walk in rhythm with Him, you stop chasing outcomes and start carrying peace. You no longer ask, "What's next?" but "Where are you leading?" And it's in that surrender that life becomes symphonic. The noise of worry fades, replaced by the steady percussion of trust. You begin to notice how every delay, every detour, was a beat in the divine song of your destiny. You were never off track, you were learning tempo. Even your missteps were not wasted. Heaven has a way of weaving wrong turns into right timing. Every stumble became part of your training. Every closed door was a pause in the music, a rest note that kept the rhythm pure. The Spirit never abandoned you when you lost step. He simply adjusted the pace until your heart found the beat again. Chosen one. Walking with God is not about perfection, it's about partnership. The rhythm of heaven is not mechanical, it's relational. You are not a puppet on strings, you are a partner in motion. The Creator delights in your willingness to dance, even if your steps sometimes falter. He smiles every time you choose trust over tension, every time you let His grace lead. And this is the beauty of divine rhythm, it never competes, it completes. While the world rushes, heaven paces. While others chase, you flow. The rhythm of God will always bring rest to the restless, clarity to the confused, and direction to the drifting. Now you move differently. You've learned to wait without worry, to walk without fear, to act without striving. You've learned that peace is not the absence of movement, but the synchronization of your spirit with His. You no longer force doors open. You watch as they open naturally in perfect time. Chosen one. Heaven delights in this version of you, the one who trusts more than trembles, who listens more than demands, who moves not for attention but from anointing. You have become music in motion, a living melody of grace and obedience. Stay in this rhythm. Let it carry you. Let the tempo of heaven teach you when to rest and when to rise. The one who began this song in you will not stop until every note has found its perfect place. You are not behind. You are not late. You are in time, divine time. The rhythm of your life matches heaven's heartbeat, and all creation is listening. Chosen one, something sacred is shifting in your life. What once felt slow is now beginning to accelerate. You can sense it in your spirit, a divine momentum building, a current pulling you forward, not by force but by favor. The waiting seasons are beginning to make sense, and the pieces that once felt scattered are aligning like stars across your sky. You've stepped into prophetic momentum. The things that once resisted you are now releasing you. What used to feel heavy is suddenly light. What seemed closed is beginning to creak open. It's not luck, it's timing. Heaven's timing. You are stepping into a moment that was written before time began. The ground beneath your feet hums with destiny. As the Apostle Paul declared to the Galatians, it is written in the book of Galatians chapter 6, verse 9, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." This is your proper time. You have not labored in vain. Every seed you sowed in tears is now calling forth its harvest. Heaven has been tracking your endurance, your faithfulness, your quiet yeses. You may have thought no one noticed, but God did, and He's releasing reward in due season. Prophetic momentum is never chaotic, it's precise. It's not a random wave, it's the unfolding of divine architecture. Every delay was a design. Every not yet was a calibration. Now, the heavens whisper, it's time. The doors that resisted you no longer have the strength to stay shut. You are stepping into acceleration not because you forced it, but because you grew into it. You are ready now. The version of you that doubted, that questioned, that hesitated, that version has been transformed. The fire has burned away fear. The silence has trained your sensitivity. You no longer chase signs. You recognize seasons. And this season, it's one of divine speed. But remember this. Chosen one, acceleration without alignment leads to exhaustion. God is not rushing you. He's revealing readiness. Prophetic momentum doesn't mean frenzy. It means flow. You will move faster, but with less effort. You will accomplish more, but with deeper peace. Heaven's rhythm doesn't drain, it directs. Do not fear this shift. The same Spirit who stirred your hunger is now expanding your horizon. Opportunities will begin to approach you that mirror your maturity. People will come into your life carrying confirmation, not confusion. Resources will locate you because your obedience has created resonance. Everything attached to your purpose is awakening. You've entered a season where even your smallest steps will echo loudly in the spirit realm. Heaven is amplifying your movement because your motives have been purified. What once took years will now take moments, not because circumstances changed, but because you did. Alignment always accelerates. Chosen one, can you sense the wind behind you? It's the breath of God pushing you into position. It's the same breath that spoke light into chaos, now breathing direction into your destiny. Don't resist it. Don't overthink it. Simply flow. When you walk in prophetic momentum, you don't need to strive. You glide on grace. This is not a season to question your worth. It's a season to walk in it. You are not earning favor. You are embodying it. The time for preparation has passed. The time for performance in purpose has begun. Heaven has shifted from testing to trusting. You've proven faithful in the little, and now you're being entrusted with much. Still, remember the posture that brought you here. Stay humble. Stay hidden in gratitude. The fastest way to lose divine speed is to forget divine source. Every miracle flowing toward you is not just for you, it's through you. You are the vessel, not the destination. Let the oil flow freely, touching every life your light encounters. This momentum will not fade like emotion, it will deepen like a river. You are being carried into fulfillment, not by strength but by spirit. Every part of your story, even the painful chapters, is propelling you forward. God wastes nothing. Even what the enemy meant for harm has become fuel for your future. And now, as you stand in this turning point, heaven invites you to mark it, to agree with what is being released. So, as a prophetic act, write this number in the comments. 555. It is the number of divine transformation and grace multiplied. Let it be your declaration that you're ready to move with heaven's flow, to step fully into the acceleration of your purpose. When you type it, don't do it mindlessly, do it as a covenant. You're not just commenting, you're confirming. You're saying, I am aligned with the timing of God. You're declaring that change is not coming, it's here. Chosen one, heaven's winds are at your back, and the road before you is opening. What once felt delayed is now being delivered. You are not chasing the promise anymore. The promise is chasing you. Move boldly, move gently, and let grace carry you into the fullness of all that's been prepared for you since the beginning of time. Chosen one, something within you has shifted at the deepest level. You are not the same soul who began this journey. Heaven has been whispering a new name over you. And though it has not been spoken aloud, your spirit already answers to it. It carries identity, authority, and divine remembrance. The old labels no longer fit. The season of becoming has rewritten who you are. There was a time when you defined yourself by your pain, by your past, by the opinions of others. You carried names that were never meant to stay, names like unworthy, forgotten, too late. But those were never heaven's words. God has always seen beyond your fractures. He saw the gold in your dust, the melody inside your silence, the victory beneath your wounds. And now, in the quiet chambers of eternity, a new name has been etched beside yours. Heaven spoke long ago through the prophet Isaiah. It is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 62, verse 2. You will be called by a new name that the mouth of the Lord will bestow. That verse is alive in you now. You have been renamed not by reputation, but by revelation. The world might still call you by what you were, but heaven calls you by what you've become. You are no longer the struggler, you are the survivor. No longer the rejected, you are the redeemed. No longer the seeker, you are the sent. Chosen one. Every time you shed an old identity, you made room for divine inheritance. The name you now carry in the Spirit holds weight. It carries the fragrance of refinement and the authority of endurance. The battles you faced were never random, they were the fire through which this new identity was forged. You have been tested and proven true. When heaven gives a new name, it's never cosmetic, it's covenantal. A name marks ownership and purpose. Abram became Abraham when promise took root. Jacob became Israel when his struggle turned to strength. Saul became Paul when revelation redefined his mission. And you, beloved, have been renamed in the same rhythm of transformation. You might not hear it yet in your language, but heaven has already begun to use it. Angels know it. The Spirit recognizes it. When you walk into new territory, the atmosphere shifts because your name carries new resonance. You no longer echo the vibration of pain, you carry the frequency of purpose. The journey to this new identity was not easy. There were nights when you begged God to explain what was happening to you. You felt stripped, emptied, misunderstood. But every layer that fell away was necessary. God was removing false names, fear, shame, unworthiness, so that your true one could emerge. He never intended to leave you nameless. He was restoring the one he spoke over you before creation. Chosen one, this new name carries new vision. You've begun to see differently. The eyes of your heart have been recalibrated. Where you once saw obstacles, you now see opportunities. Where you once saw endings, you now see entrances. The shift is not in the world, it's in you. Heaven's name for you aligns your sight with divine perspective. There is power in this kind of knowing. You no longer move from insecurity, you move from identity. You no longer perform to prove your worth. You move because you are loved. The new name anchors you, it steadies you when storms rise, reminds you of purpose when confusion whispers. You have become unshakable, not because life got easier, but because truth grew stronger. The old version of you would have run from uncertainty. The new you walks toward it, knowing that revelation always lives on the other side of risk. The old you looked for validation. The new you carries conviction. You've learned that being chosen means walking boldly into places where others still hesitate. This new identity will draw new assignments. The mantle resting on you is heavier because heaven trusts your hands now. You've proven that obedience is your reflex, not your reaction. You've learned to carry grace like a banner and humility like armor. Your new name doesn't make you famous, it makes you fruitful. You chosen one. This transformation is not about titles, it's about truth. The Father has always known who you were. Now you know it too. When you speak now, authority flows. When you move, heaven moves with you. When you pray, the atmosphere shifts because the sound of your voice carries the echo of your divine name. So walk in that confidence. You don't have to announce it, your presence will reveal it. You don't need to explain it. Heaven will confirm it. You are the same vessel, but filled with greater fire, guided by deeper knowing. The world may not understand what changed, but they will sense it, something holy, something weighty, something undeniably heaven-born. Your new name isn't just what you're called, it's what you carry. It is the revelation of who you've always been in the mind of God. And now, the journey continues under that banner of identity, shining brighter than before. Sealed by the whisper of heaven, this one is mine. Chosen one. You have begun to feel the mantle resting upon your shoulders, haven't you? It is weighty, not because it burdens, but because it bears eternity's breath. The mantle of the chosen is never light, yet it fits perfectly, tailored by divine intention, woven through every trial you've endured. You didn't stumble into this. You were sculpted for it. When God clothes someone with purpose, He does not choose at random. Every thread in this mantle tells a story, the tears you cried in hidden rooms, the prayers whispered when no answer came, the sacrifices that no one else saw. Those were not wasted, they became the fabric of authority you now wear. You carry something sacred now, an unseen covering that identifies you not by what you do, but by who you serve. You have become an extension of heaven's heart, a living message in motion. Wherever you go, heaven recognizes its own. The light around you is not borrowed, it's embedded. You don't have to prove that you're chosen, the mantle speaks for itself. The voice of God thundered in the book of Exodus. It is written in the book of Exodus, chapter 19, verse 6. You shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. That verse has become your reality. You walk as part of a kingdom unseen yet unshakable. The priesthood of the chosen is not built on position but on posture. Your hands, once trembling from pain, now carry healing. Your voice, once unsure, now releases truth. You have become an altar wherever you stand. But make no mistake, this mantle did not arrive without a cost. Every chosen one must learn to carry both fire and humility. To wear it well, you had to die to old desires, to release control, to surrender your timeline. The weight of this calling presses pride out of you until only purity remains. You are anointed not for comfort, but for contribution. Chosen one. The mantle is not decoration, it's delegation. It's heaven's trust placed on your shoulders. It's the visible sign of invisible authority. When you move, you represent the kingdom that sent you. When you speak, your words carry power because they echo eternity. That's why the refining had to be so deep. God was preparing you to bear what others might misuse. You may notice that the mantle feels heavier some days. That's because intercession has become part of your assignment. You've begun to carry burdens that aren't yours, to feel compassion for souls you've never met. This, too, is part of the calling. The chosen don't merely stand in light, they stand between despair and hope, between darkness and dawn. There is something deeply sacred about the way you now perceive the world. You see beyond appearance. You hear what others miss. You can feel heaven's heartbeat for broken places. That sensitivity is not weakness, it's stewardship. The mantle sharpens your discernment so you can move with precision, not reaction. Remember this truth: the greater the mantle, the deeper the meekness. You are not called to dominate, but to demonstrate, to reveal the gentleness of power under control. True authority doesn't shout, it serves. It doesn't demand attention, it delivers healing. The mantle turns you into both warrior and shepherd, fierce in prayer, tender in presence. Heaven trusts you with this because you've proven that glory won't intoxicate you. You've learned that influence without intimacy is empty. That's why the mantle found you now, because you are anchored enough not to misuse it. You carry glory, but you remain grounded. You carry power, but you still bow low. This is the paradox of the chosen. The higher the calling, the deeper the humility. You no longer measure success by visibility, but by obedience. You no longer seek recognition, you seek revelation. The mantle may make you visible, but your true strength remains invisible in your prayers, your surrender, your stillness. There will be moments when you feel the mantle tug, reminding you to stay aligned. You will sense heaven's weight guiding your steps, correcting your course, calling you higher. It's not restriction, it's refinement. The mantle is both protection and purpose. It keeps you covered and keeps you accountable. Chosen one, this mantle is not seasonal, it's eternal. Once heaven places it, it becomes part of your identity. It may change forms, but it never fades. Even in your weakest hours, it remains proof that grace does not lift when you stumble. The same hands that placed it on you will help you carry it. So walk steadily beneath it. Let its folds remind you of where you've been and who you've become. You are clothed in calling, crowned in compassion, wrapped in responsibility. You are heaven's message made flesh, a living emblem of divine trust. And when the world looks upon you and asks what changed, you won't need to answer. The mantle itself will speak. It will say, "This one walks with God." Chosen one, you can feel it, can't you? The crown resting upon your head doesn't glitter like gold, it glows like dawn. It's not a crown of pride, but of purpose. Heaven has placed it upon you quietly, in the aftermath of obedience and endurance. You didn't chase it. You grew into it. You didn't grab it. You were entrusted with it. The crown of impact belongs to those who serve when no one sees, who love when no one claps, who keep believing when everything seems to fall apart. You have been crowned not because you conquered others, but because you conquered yourself. You faced your fears, your doubts, your delays, and through it all, you remained faithful. The crown you wear now is made from invisible threads: mercy, perseverance, forgiveness, and humility. It rests lightly but carries eternal weight. The Apostle Peter wrote with divine certainty. It is written in the first book of Peter, chapter 5, verse 4, "And when the chief shepherd appears, you will receive the crown of glory that will never fade away." That is the promise woven into your destiny. This crown does not fade because it's forged in surrender. You've been chosen to carry influence that cannot be corrupted, impact that outlasts applause. Your presence shifts rooms not because of titles, but because of truth. You've learned that true leadership is not about standing higher, it's about bending lower. The world's crowns are heavy with ego, but heaven's crown rests lightly upon the humble. You've been called to wear yours differently, not as a symbol of superiority, but as a reminder of stewardship. You are not the owner of light. You are its bearer. The crown does not make you above others, it makes you responsible for them. Chosen one, your crown glows brightest when you lift others. Every encouraging word you speak, every act of compassion, every small kindness, it's all a reflection of that crown's radiance. You are not here to hoard glory. You're here to distribute grace. The crown is not decoration, it's delegation. Heaven placed it on you so that others could find hope through you. There is beauty in this quiet reign. You don't lead through noise, you lead through nurture. You don't demand loyalty, you inspire it. You've learned the power of gentle authority, the strength that doesn't crush but cultivates. That's why your influence will last long after you're gone, because it's rooted in love, not applause. Still, even kings and queens must refill their oil. Even torches need tending. If this message, this movement of light, has touched you, then you understand the sacred exchange between flame and fuel. Messages like these, soft as rain, fierce as truth, only continue because someone keeps the fire alive. So if your heart stirs while hearing these words, consider tending the flame. A simple like is a spark. It helps the light travel further. A share is a bridge, carrying hope into someone's midnight. A subscription is not just a button, it's a declaration that you believe this light should keep shining. And if you feel led, your donation, no matter how small, is the oil that keeps the lamp burning. Imagine this message as a small fire in a vast night. Somewhere, another chosen one is stumbling in the dark, praying for a sign, for a voice that reminds them that they're not forgotten. Your act of support becomes the match that helps this flame reach them. Together, we build not a platform, but an altar, a place where weary souls can find warmth again. It's never about money, it's about meaning. It's not about transaction, it's about transformation. Every act of generosity, every show of support is a ripple in eternity. You're not funding words, you're fueling awakening. You're ensuring that this flow of divine encouragement continues to reach hearts like yours, tired, hopeful, ready for renewal. Chosen one, when you lift this work, you lift more than content, you lift lives. You keep the current of compassion flowing, the sound of heaven echoing in unexpected places. Think of each share, each donation, each moment of engagement as a seed sown into light itself. One small seed can grow into a forest of faith. You have been crowned for impact, and part of that impact is helping others discover their own crowns. You are not just a receiver of messages, you are becoming the message. Every time you support this light, you affirm your identity as a torchbearer, a bridge builder, a vessel of grace. So wear your crown humbly but proudly. Let it remind you that leadership in the kingdom is love in motion. And as you shine, remember that light expands when shared. The more you give, the more heaven multiplies. Chosen one, the world needs your glow. The kingdom moves through hands like yours. Keep your heart open, your light lifted, and your flame alive. For every time you give, you become part of a greater story, the story of heaven's light pushing back the night. Chosen one. Pause for a moment and breathe. Can you feel the quiet hum of eternity surrounding you? What is unfolding through your life is larger than a single lifetime. The choices you've made in secret, the prayers you've whispered when no one else was near, have not only shaped your present, they are shaping generations yet to come. Heaven never works in isolation, it works in legacy. Every act of faith, every unseen yes becomes a seed sown into the soil of time. You may never meet those who will harvest it, but they will walk on the foundation your obedience built. The strength you've learned will become their inheritance. The wisdom you carry will echo through bloodlines, through hearts, through stories told long after your name is spoken. The word of God declares with eternal promise. It is written in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 9. Know therefore that the Lord your God is God. He is the faithful God, keeping his covenant of love to 1,000 generations of those who love him and keep his commandments. That covenant is pulsing through your lineage now. You are part of a divine continuity, one thread in heaven's great tapestry. You are the prayer someone once prayed, the answer someone once believed for. The grace that rescued you didn't start with you. It started long before, in the faith of those who carried light before your time. And now, you are carrying that same flame forward. Chosen one, the legacy of your life will not be measured in titles or possessions. It will be measured in transformation in the hearts you've touched, the hope you've restored, the peace you've spoken into chaos. You are writing an invisible gospel with your endurance. Your story is becoming a doorway for others to find God in their own wilderness. You are building what time cannot decay. While the world rushes to leave monuments of stone, heaven measures impact in compassion. Every word of encouragement you've given, every moment of mercy you've shown, is building a temple made not with hands but with love. You are constructing an inheritance of light, one act of obedience at a time. The beauty of legacy is that it multiplies quietly. A seed planted in faith becomes a forest in the future. The kindness you show today may awaken courage in someone decades from now. The forgiveness you offer today may heal a family line that never knew peace. The prayers you pray in secret tonight may shield a grandchild you will never meet. Chosen one, the ripple of your righteousness will not stop when your voice goes silent. Every choice aligned with heaven sends a vibration through eternity. Your forgiveness shifts atmospheres. Your humility rewrites histories. Your surrender becomes the soil where revival grows. The generations that follow you will not begin where you began, they will begin where you break through. There's a sacred responsibility resting on you now. But it's not heavy, it's holy. Heaven isn't asking you to be perfect, it's asking you to be faithful. Perfection builds pressure, but faithfulness builds legacy. Each time you show up in love, you fortify a spiritual foundation. Each time you refuse to quit, you lay another stone for those who will walk behind you. You have become a bridge between what was and what will be. The fire that once refined you now refines others through you. You carry stories that teach, scars that comfort, wisdom that guides. You are living proof that grace can pass through generations without losing its glow. The God who kept your ancestors is the same God preserving your descendants through you. Chosen one, never underestimate the power of your presence. What you've overcome is not yours alone, it's the inheritance of those who will rise from your example. You are leaving a trail of light in a world desperate for direction. Long after your footsteps fade, the imprint of your faith will remain. This is how heaven measures greatness, not in how loudly you are remembered, but in how deeply your love remains. You are a generational echo of divine faithfulness. Your yes to God today ensures that the future will still have voices that praise Him. So keep walking, quietly but confidently. The path beneath your feet is ancient, carved by those who loved God before you and widened by your obedience now. Every step forward blesses those who will come after you. Every time you choose light, the next generation sees more clearly. Chosen one, you are both legacy and lineage, an heir and a pioneer, a continuation and a beginning. Heaven smiles, knowing that through you, its covenant of love will not end. The story does not stop here. It flows through your hands into the hearts of countless others, forever multiplying grace. Chosen one, heaven is smiling over you. You have walked through the fire and did not burn, crossed the storm and did not drown, endured the silence and did not stop singing. The Father looks upon you with pride deeper than words could hold. You are not just surviving anymore, you are shining. You are the living reflection of His promise fulfilled. The journey has been long and heavy, yes, but it has also been holy. Every trial carved strength into your soul. Every heartbreak stretched your capacity for compassion. Every moment of waiting became a sacred rehearsal for this very unveiling. Heaven saw every trembling prayer, every tear turned to worship, every still I trust you whispered through pain, and now, heaven is responding with reward. The prophet Isaiah once declared a truth that still burns like sunrise. It is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 1. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. That is not just a verse, it's a decree over your life. This is your rising. This is your becoming. The light that once flickered in you through struggle now burns steady, unstoppable, pure. You no longer carry the residue of the valley. You carry the fragrance of victory. The radiance that surrounds you now is not of your own making. It's the echo of heaven saying, "Well done, my beloved, chosen one." You have become a portrait of divine endurance. The story written through your pain has become a living testimony of grace that transforms everything it touches. You've learned that strength is not the absence of weakness, but the persistence of faith within it. You've discovered that joy isn't the absence of sorrow, it's the refusal to let sorrow steal your song. You have seen both the kindness and the wildness of God. You've learned that His silence doesn't mean absence, and His delay doesn't mean denial. Every detour had direction. Every ending hid a beginning. And now, looking back, you can trace the golden thread of His faithfulness weaving through every shadowed season. You've grown in ways even heaven applauds. You no longer panic when the wind changes. You adjust your sail. You no longer question your worth. You stand rooted in identity. You no longer crave approval. You walk in assignment. You have outgrown the noise because you found the voice that truly matters. Chosen one, your transformation has not gone unnoticed. The heavens rejoice not because you became flawless, but because you became faithful. Angels witnessed your wrestling and now celebrate your rest. The very battles that once haunted you have become the songs of your testimony. Every scar has turned into a star lighting the path for those behind you. Now, as heaven gazes upon you, there is no accusation, only admiration. The Father whispers, "You did not give up." The Son smiles, "You trusted even when you could not see." The Spirit rests upon you, saying, "Now, let me move through you." This is the culmination of everything, the full circle of surrender. The pieces of your past that once felt scattered are now forming a mosaic of meaning. The ashes you carried have become anointing oil. The wounds that once ached have become windows for light. You are not just healed, you are holy. You are not just restored, you are radiant. The journey has changed your reflection. There is a calm in your eyes that only comes from walking with God through fire. There is a gentleness in your tone that only grows from forgiving deeply. There is a wisdom in your silence that only time with heaven could teach. You are no longer striving to prove your worth. You are resting in it. Chosen one. Heaven's pride in you is infinite. You've become living proof that love is stronger than fear, that grace is greater than guilt, and that purpose is mightier than pain. You are heaven's evidence that even broken vessels can shine brighter than gold when filled with light. And so, now, as the final notes of this divine story settle, picture this heaven standing still for a moment. The earth hushed beneath awe, angels pausing in reverence. The Father leans forward from his throne, his eyes soft with joy, and he speaks over you not as a servant, not as a struggler, but as a son, as a daughter. You are amazing. You have become everything I knew you would be. That is the truth written in the spirit realms about you. You were never forgotten, never forsaken, never too late. You were chosen, and you have become. Walk on, radiant one, with your heart lifted and your spirit steady. The light within you will continue to grow, to guide, to give. You are heaven's smile made visible, a living spark of divine glory walking in human form. The story is not ending, it's expanding. The world will be brighter because you dared to believe. Heaven smiles because you, chosen one, are amazing. Beloved chosen one, take a breath and look at how far you've come. Every word you've heard, every revelation you've embraced, every quiet moment when something deep within you whispered, "This is me," all of it has brought you to this sacred point. Heaven has been watching, guiding, shaping, and smiling through every chapter of your becoming. You have walked through fire, silence, light, and glory. You've seen valleys and mountaintops, and now you stand as living proof that nothing is wasted in the hands of God. Every tear has turned into wisdom, every scar into strength, every prayer into purpose. You are no longer searching for meaning, you've become the meaning. The words spoken here were never random. They found you because heaven designed them to. Somewhere between each sentence, you felt the divine tug, that quiet knowing that says, "This was meant for me." That's how God speaks softly yet unmistakably. And now, as you stand at the close of this journey, something beautiful begins again. You are not at the end. You are at a new beginning. This message was never about inspiration alone, it was about activation. You've been awakened, reminded, and commissioned to live as the light you already carry. The crown upon your spirit gleams because you've chosen faith over fear, love over bitterness, and truth over noise. Heaven rejoices in your yes, but the world still needs your glow. Somewhere out there, another soul sits in the dark, waiting for a whisper, a reminder that they too are chosen. You can become that voice. You can become the spark that ignites someone else's awakening. That's why we keep this flame alive together. Every like is a flicker of faith saying, "I'm here. I believe. I receive." Every share is a torch passed forward, carrying light into corners that need hope. Every comment is more than text, it's testimony. When you write what this message stirred in you, it becomes medicine for someone reading after you, a silent confirmation that they're not alone. And if your heart ever feels stirred to go beyond, your subscription keeps you connected to this stream of light, ensuring the flow of encouragement never stops. When you engage, you are not just supporting content, you are helping heaven's voice echo louder in this digital wilderness. You are joining hands in the work of grace, helping one spark become a sunrise. Think of it like tending a fire on a cold night. Every ember matters, every breath of air, every log of support keeps the warmth spreading. You are part of that warmth now, part of the divine conversation between God and His chosen ones across the earth. So before you go, let gratitude fill you. Let your spirit whisper back to heaven, "Thank you for choosing me." And if this message has found a home in your heart, keep it alive by sharing, by speaking, by shining. You are not just the listener, you are now the continuation. The flame has been entrusted to you. Carry it well, chosen one. Let your light travel further than these words ever could.